I started when I was 25, I think, and you do look at your competitors and think, why am I not there, or why can't I get there? And you've got to realise, I think you kind of got to get it in your mind that you're on a different path to what they may be.
You know, you're like a fish with like sharks always surrounding you for every opportunity. As soon as you're down or there's an opportunity, someone is there to bite you and take whatever it is, and then there's a whole conflict between it. And it has been the same the whole way through.
We've got competitors in the area. One of them we talked to over on the other side of Northampton.
Yeah.
I use them to buy certain products. And there's, we've got a really good relationship. And when I first started 3RS, there's another company that helped me out as well with credit lines. And I think they, I may have skill sets that other competitors might not. They may have skill sets that I've not got.
Maybe it's you've sent a proposal off to a client or something and you don't get it, but then you see another videographer who got that gig or something. You feel it feels personal, but it's not. Like, there could be so many different factors as to why. And knowing me, I'll sit there and overthink every single one of them. But hello and welcome to a brand new episode of the Say Something Souch podcast. We are joined by myself, Jordan Leonard, and Steve Souch and Ethan Mulvin. How are you guys doing?
I'm good. Yeah, been a good week.
Yeah, it's been alright.
Busy?
Always. Always try to keep it busy, don't we?
Well, I think, do you know what? We've been busy.
We have
been busy. And
that sounds a bit crude.
There's one thing, obviously, that for the last few weeks we've kept under wraps, haven't we, amongst the team?
Yeah.
Now, I think everybody should know who Ethan Mulvin is.
So I think he's got special. He's very special, and I think Northampton need to know more about.
I
Ethan.
agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Like that haircut.
Nah,
it's generational. Like,
I know. Like, everybody should have their haircut.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Now, to celebrate Ethan, I think we should show him how much we love him. Don't you?
I agree.
So should we do that now?
Yeah.
Let's do that now.
Nah.
What have you done to your shirt?
So mine doesn't fit. So I haven't just been taking a dump in the toilet. I've been over the office, and
that is diabolical.
It was either suffer for the next hour of us talking, or because mate,
mate, that's real.
Mate, it's a t-shirt. This is the merch line coming out.
Right, okay. That's innovation. I wish I thought of that, because I'm struggling to breathe right now.
Mate, you think that's bad? It was like a second skin on me.
Mate, I was in the office trying to put this on, and the staff were in there, and I'm trying to squeeze this over my boobs, let's say, and it was effort. I thought I was going to have to get a crowbar down and get a shirt on. Do you know what I mean? This is when you know you're fat.
You've put a fat man on yourself.
Well, Ethan, this isn't all of it. No. Now, if our gorgeous production team could send the footage to Ethan.
To Ethan himself.
To Ethan himself, just so we can review.
Nah, what have you done?
How Northamptonshire should see the Ethan Mulvin.
Production team, can
we just send that to the Say Something Souch podcast group, please? While that's sort of coming in.
I'll throw it up on here for you, mate, on the big screen for you.
The big screen, on your Mac?
On the Mac, yeah.
Oh, for God's sake! He got Martin in there.
Who's that? I have no idea.
He looks nervous.
Whoa! No!
It's close, but it's so sexual.
Rely on Chloe to be involved. Did you all know about this?
Yeah. Wellingborough Casco, mate.
Was everyone involved in that office?
It's the best one, mate. What's this, ready?
Nah, what's that? No!
That's the gym, mate. I thought you've always wanted to go, so I'll place you in there.
What do you mean 10 pin bowling? When did that happen?
So Ethan,
Nah.
just to explain the scenario here. Obviously, you've been with us. This is your 5th year. You're 21, and I wanted Northamptonshire to see how much Ethan Marvin means to me. So we were thinking, what could we possibly do to get Northamptonshire to see that beautiful 16-year-old face? So the marketing team come up with a brilliant idea.
There's more.
Often there's no more. This is it. The marketing team come up with a brilliant idea to put your face across Northamptonshire. Now, if I had enough time, mate, you were going to be put up across Vaughan's roundabout. But then I looked at the cost of the ban and I thought, you're not that worth it.
Oh, so there was a limit. There's a limit to it. Right, understood.
So what do you think?
Can I just say...
Do you know what annoys me the most about it?
Go on.
The fact I had no idea. It just is
but,
me
do you know,
off.
right,
Wait, hang on, I got a story here. So me and Ethan went out to a customer the other day.
We did not pass one.
No. And I opened my bag and got out a book. I was using Ethan's pictures.
Wait, this is when he saw the pictures.
Right, I'm going to be honest. Out of the whole team...
That was the same picture
Right,
that you
out of the
used.
whole team, mate, I messed up twice. One, I left all the pictures over my desk.
You know when you guys came back off holiday
Yeah.
and I was in the office?
It's been planned since I went on holiday.
Yeah.
That was
I was
like
like,
4
the only
weeks
reason
ago.
I was
I
there so
left
early
all-
to get them.
I left all your pictures on my desk. Poor Jordan had to get in for 7:30 in the morning to get those photos. Then we're at a customer's. I've opened up my book and your pictures come out. And you're like, why have you got my pictures? I was like, oh no,
I thought it was weird. And I instantly just went, yeah, that's fair enough. Why not? You know, if that's what Steve's into.
Why would you like? Everyone was having a go at me like that. He's going to know. He's going to know. I was like, he doesn't.
I had no idea. I completely forgot about it. So you mentioned it. That's horrible.
Yeah, I we wanted to celebrate you, mate. So
That T-shirt is
I don't know
diabolical.
if your photos are still there, by the way.
When
They weren't taken down.
Yeah, because the only thing is they were all taken. Apart from the one in the gym. You are still at the gym.
Of course I
But-
am. Of course. My hometown. That's where I live. So, I've been dotted around Northamptonshire.
You have?
My photos have gone missing.
Yep.
That is a 16-year-old photo, by the way. As in, I was 16. And
But not anymore because we're legal.
yeah, we're legal now. But 16.
But
FYI.
you were
I was 16.
I was
So
16.
I thought that has got to be the best picture to use. Like 16-year-old Ethan.
what photos you could have used?
I know
That's
you
the
don't like that
worst
photo. I know you
ever.
don't like it.
For context behind that photo, I remember coming in. This probably was my second, third day. You were like, "Here, mate, put this guy." We had an old employee with us, and you made him take his top off and give me his top. Didn't fit me. It was a bit tight because I'm a big lad. And you go stand against that wall, take a photo. I was like, right. Obviously, I'm nervous as anything, and I got Steve with camera like, staring at me, trying to get me to take a photo. And so he goes, smile, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is me smiling. That is a smile.
Smart, mate. It looks more like a...
Mate, I was terrified.
That looks like a mugshot for a crime you've committed.
Well, that's what it's going to get used for now, isn't it? And now you've plastered it all over. Like someone's going to print an ID.
To be
or
fair,
something.
I'm surprised you haven't appeared in one of them spotted
I've
groups.
got, mate, that's your creativity at its best.
So it was originally just for RS tape, and then we were like, oh, we should black wrap it. Oh, no, it'd be fine. But
So
it
you
kept falling
went.
off.
Where did you go to get that done? Did you go all the way over?
Yeah, so I didn't need the toilet, mate. I was in the toilet trying to get this on, but it didn't. So
You
I didn't-
lot,
So
like-
I ran across the road
Where'd
to
you
try
go to the
and...
toilet for? You know exactly what you was off to do.
Like considering, this is obviously got your face on it. They didn't go any bigger in sizes.
Considering it's got
Right,
my
anyway.
face on it.
I think now
Let's get on to the actual episode
now we've
today.
kind of
that's
celebrated
not
Ethan, and
they
if you do
staying
see
on, are they?
Ethan scattered around Northamptonshire,
This might
Take
please
a photo.
take a photo.
yeah. Tag Steve, tag me. I want to see that. That's brilliant.
Tag Say Something Souch and Ethan.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Anyway, so today the actual topic we're going to be talking about is grudges. Sorry, not holding grudges and growing in business, and I suppose competition. Then we'll say.
Yeah, I think this is quite a good topic to discuss, especially I'm now 14, 15 years into doing business, and I think when you're younger like yourself, Jordan, you can take things maybe a little bit personally.
Yeah.
When it comes to it, now I'm at an age that it is what it is. At the end of the day, I've got bigger things going on. I've got 4 kids. Do you know what I mean? You can get any more troublesome than that. So, like when you started, you left uni, and you then went into business.
Yeah.
How have you found it? Because obviously marketing, there's so many different aspects of it, and you just obviously at the time were doing videography, and you've expanded your services now. How did you find it?
It was certainly a jump. It was a bit of a scare, I'll be honest. because I'd gone from this comfort blanket of having like, I'm going to shout out to Lawrence, who helped me a lot in uni. I'd have Lawrence.
Well done, Lawrence.
Yeah,
Thank you,
big
Lawrence.
up Lawrence. We like Lawrence.
Picture of Lawrence on screen now.
You know Lawrence, don't you?
Oh, very well.
Yeah.
He's at my christening. He was good.
Was he actually? That's, the world is such a small place.
Christening.
Actually, yeah.
Didn't you get launched?
So rude.
Oh, apologies. Carry on, Jordan.
Anyway,
That's so rude.
Yeah, so Lawrence essentially he helped me a lot through like my time in uni because like say something would happen like work related or something. Although he actually doesn't do corporate stuff, he was pretty good with like people. And then obviously I found the almighty Souch, and you've helped me massively.
Your life's just gone downhill since then.
Well, do you know, for me, one of my things when it comes to business, and if you do know me and you know 3RS, a lot of our team are young people. Now I think people need a chance to do it, and the world we're in at the moment is that chicken and egg situation. You need experience, but how do you get experience if you don't get a job? And I think some people, for me, when we recruit, and I know it is for Leader as well, it's about attitude. Skills can be taught. You can be taught stuff and trained, but attitude, it can't be taught. You either got it or you don't. I know one of the things obviously we spoke about over the time is you do look at other companies within your industry and you think, why am I not like that? Why am I not there? And I think sometimes you may, as a young lad, lose sight of where you've come to where you are. Because I know it was for me. I started when I was 25, I think. And you do look at your competitors and think, why am I not there? Or why can't I get there? And you've got to realise, I think you kind of got to get it in your mind that you're on a different path to what they may be. And it's doing stuff like that.
I mean, you've really got to look at what you did in college. Like, I've seen what you did in college, like your filming and stuff. Whoa. You're right. Let me rephrase that. I've seen your video production stuff.
Mate, just say it. You sound like a robot now.
I've seen a lot of videos of Jordan
from college. Yeah, why not? I have some good, some bad.
Depends the website you're looking at.
Yes, some I've kept, some I've put away for later. But the point is, for Tuesdays. But like I say, from what you've done from college to where you are now, especially in your filming side of things and your mindset on how you're doing your filming and how you're handling the business side of things, you've got miles from where you were.
Because I've had when I started to where I am now, I've had a turbulent business relationship, and I think when I started, I was mentored by my old boss when I first went out to do it, and you get your business and you think you're inadequate to be able to do stuff, and then you do other things that maybe lead you down the wrong path. And I think for me, from my journey, you do grudge people. You do look at stuff and think, oh, that's not fair. Why can't I get that one? But I think as you get older and you kind of get a belief into what you do, there is enough business out there. There is enough business for everyone. You don't have to be a certain type of person to survive. And I think what we kind of need to do is have more collaboration and less competition in some aspects. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think a lot of people sometimes, myself included, it's that you got to put food on the table, and it's a bit like maybe you've sent a proposal off to a client or something and you don't get it, but then you see another videographer who got that gig or something. You feel it feels personal, but it's not. There could be so many different factors as to why, and knowing me, I'll sit there and overthink every single one of them. But,
we'll cuddle you in the office, don't worry.
But at the end of the day, it's not like you're going into a personal relationship; it's a business relationship with them. So whether it's a cost factor, it might be they get better with that person. There's so many different things as to why things happen. I think I've said this to you before. I always look at everything, not just business but personally. Everything always happens for a reason. I'm not saying that you have this set path in life or anything, but you meet the people you meet, hence seeing you at Sywell, for instance.
100%. I've got a tattoo on my arm that says Destiny. It's not my stripper's name or anything like that. It's a saying.
You on Tuesdays, is it?
It's, when I first got it, they used to say it's my stripper's name. It's an old joke. But I got it. It stands for make your own destiny. Nothing's for free. And it's again, I think you make your way through it, and it's the same in business. If you sit down and then you're sat in such a cloud, and you're not going to get anywhere because you're such in that cloud and you have to put yourself out there and push yourself. And it doesn't matter what the competition's doing or what other people's doing. It's about what you're doing as a business and what your morals are. And I think that's how you kind of got to navigate around it. Yeah. Instead of taking everything personal. If another videographer got the job, well, fair play to them. It is what it is. But you're going to get another job that they might not. Yeah. And it's moving on to those bigger, better things, really.
Yeah, because it's always like... I'm going to plug them again. Your Business Expo, for instance.
Another plug.
Did you know he films for them?
So he does. He films Your Business Expo.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
Wow.
Milton Keynes, Bedford and Northampton, just in case he's not mentioned it so far.
Yeah.
Have we cleared that all up now?
Yeah, I just thought we'd get it out now.
Perfect, great.
Just so people know and are aware, that's you.
Me. Anyway, so as a community, like, they've got such a big following, but I met Martin at a networking group, and we sat down and I built that relationship with him, to the point now where, they are my top clients because we work really well together. But it's it's the little things, like, for instance, their sponsor event they had in Northampton. They needed the little sponsor club I do for them with showcasing who was sponsoring the event, a bit about the event. And I couldn't be there on the day because I had prior commitments. But I made sure that Martin had that video. He knew exactly what he was doing. And I made sure that I was by my phone in case he needed me. Didn't really need me on the day at all. But I was...
Yeah,
is
that
extra
like... mile side of stuff, yeah. 100%. I think that you need to do that. Like, for us, we've got competitors in the area. One of them we talk to over on the other side of Northampton. I use them to buy certain products. And there's we've got a really good relationship. And when I first started 3RS, there's another company that helped me out as well with credit lines. And I think they, I may have skill sets that other competitors might not. They may have skill sets that I've not got. And I do think, same for yourself. You with the Say Something creative brand, you'll utilise other aspects that you might not have in house to use elsewhere.
It's like you said earlier. There's enough business to go around for 100%. Everyone. I think if you're in IT or whatever industry it is, if we work together a bit more, because everyone sees everyone else as a competitor, an enemy, or whatever it is. Oh, they're doing this and we want that. And I think if we work together, like we've collaborated with other IT companies, and that relationship does work well, and both sides benefit from that.
Yeah, we've got an understanding. I think that's it. You don't need to stamp on people's toes to survive.
How does collaboration work in your industry then? Because I know it's going to be very different to mine, because mine's just two videographers might rock up, point the camera.
So, like, for example, we've got certain vendors that you've got to meet certain requirements that I might not sell a lot of that product. So there's no point me, spending a lot to be a partner when I can utilise another company that we work with in Northampton and just sort of get them to get me that product. I'm quite open with my customers. That's what I'll be doing or how I'll be doing it, and why not? And then we've got skill sets that we have in house that other competitors might not have, that would come and say, "Oh, Steve, do you want to go and do this done?" And we've had someone in Northampton that we've done that with as well. So it's
sharing the resources, isn't it?
Yeah. Everyone can possibly. No one's doing this to take over the world. It's everyone wants a good life, to provide for their family. So why not help each other at the end of the day? And like, even for yourself, this is, as we said earlier, your 5th year. You started as my T-boy. Not that you ever made them, but you started as that. And how have you found it through your journey so far, when it comes to competitors and stuff like that?
I think even early on, when I wasn't exactly involved in, let's say, the business side of things, you knew already it's like, like a fish with like sharks always surrounding you for every opportunity. As soon as you're down or there's an opportunity, someone is there to bite you and take whatever it is, and then there's a whole conflict between it. And it has been the same the whole way through. And it is now, there'll be anything. If you'll have, majority of people know the IT companies around Northamptonshire, so we know all the people that are around here. And when you go into a client, to a meeting, you already know obviously they're going to get other quotes. They're going to go other places to get those quotes. So you know who you're going against. And I think we've established over the years who are friendlies, let's say, and who are definitely going to be enemies and probably not enemies, but competitors, and that's how they want that to stay because there's no relationship potential there.
Well, it's when you look at when the new kids pop up.
Yeah.
And obviously they come in like, and they're like probably like balls deep, like they're going.
They go for it.
Do you know what I mean? And then you're all stuck there, and you've got this new kid coming up, and you're at networking, and they stand up, and they can, I do this, I do this, I do this, and I do this, and in your head you're like, well, I don't think you do, but okay, you know. And you know, for me, I will go and have a conversation just to find out a bit of information. You never know, I might buy into it. But
you are known to do that. You are known to do that.
Investment group coming soon.
So I'll go and have a conversation and just work it out, and it depends how their stance is with me. Like I'm what you see is what you get. Like it depends on their stance, whether you know there could be.
I do think it does go one or two ways. It either goes, they're happy to know there's another IT company there, they're happy to maybe take that knowledge and help benefit themselves and build that relationship, or it's the opposite. They go on the defensive. They're like, who's this guy coming up to me, chatting to me? I know what I'm doing. This is my business. He's going to try and weave me out, and he's already, you know, well established. And then you've, do you know what I mean? That's what you've automatically got this in quotes enemy.
Look, do you know what? It's human nature, isn't it? When someone pops up that's new, it's like the alpha in a pack, isn't it? When you're there, you do videography, you do IT, and then someone pops up who's still not quite got the beard yet and goes, yeah, I do IT. You're like, hang on a minute.
Yeah.
What's all this about? And it's natural to get defensive.
No.
It's just, I think, how you then engage with that person. If you're standoffish, and especially if it's a young person, you know, they've took that bold step to step into that world. You know, do you be the, you know, a bit of a knob and, you know, be defensive?
Crush that down.
Yeah. Do you do that, or do you just have a
slam dunk is what you're
conversation with them and
telling
go,
us,
look, do you know what? It's hard to navigate the world.
Yeah.
Similar to what we did with you. You are a different trade. You are different. But when we spotted you with your little gyrosphere, whatever it is,
mate, I remember you being absolutely
mate,
mesmerised.
amazing.
This bloke come through with his camera and it's like, wow, moving around on its own, and Steve was like, I am gonna buy him.
There's that for sale at the back of my top.
But it's like I said, I forgot literally what I was talking about now.
Sorry.
But it's like obviously when we met you, you're a young lad, and we've had conversations at networking, and you at one point going, I don't want to do this anymore, and I was like, well, no, don't give it up. There's ways around stuff, and why not be that person to someone who's up and coming? Yeah, they may be a competitor, but why couldn't you help them?
Yeah.
As long as they don't, you know, bite the hand that feeds them, I suppose. But why couldn't you? I can't take you seriously with that.
No, I've kind of just...
It's your bra.
It looks like you've got...
Can I have a look? Would
Would
that be all right?
Would you like to inspect?
We should have got...
Why has it gone down your trousers?
It's in my belt.
He's got an even head in his trousers.
I've just witnessed he's pulled it out of his trousers.
It's my belt.
Right, okay.
Just don't touch the bottom bit.
Yep.
It's a bit like Minecraft, Steve.
That is gorgeous, isn't it?
Mate,
who made that design, just quickly?
Amazon.
Really? And
Mate,
it showed up?
You'd be surprised we can get on Amazon.
Mate, that has got to be the best photo of you ever.
I love how they've done one big one as well.
Yeah, they know what they're doing. That's wonderful, isn't it? That's beautiful.
You couldn't get a better picture of a spotty 16-year-old teenager.
I'm not sure you'd want one.
Right. Mate, it's like I say though, I've got to be careful.
What size was that, out of curiosity?
That is XL.
It won't fit you.
Mate,
Do you want it? Do you want to try it?
No, I don't want to.
Mate, if it don't fit me, it's not going to fit you. No offence.
I'll get this one on. Mate, trust me, I'll get this one on. Why are you taking yours off as well?
Try it. Mine's been stretched. You asked the team I'm in the office. Stretch it out just to get it
If
over.
I rip it, will anyone be sad?
No, well, you might be.
It helps you put it on the right way, mate.
Don't worry about it, lads. I got this.
See, this is what it's like for me trying to get it off, mate. I'm telling you, it doesn't.
Don't worry about it. I am.
Mate, you know what? You've gone down like 3 dress sizes.
Mate, that looks like a corset.
Mate, your face has got bigger all of a sudden. That's honestly, I think, the best investment as a business you've done.
100%.
This smells like Steve.
How do you know what I smell like?
Sit next to you.
That's such a
Very
weird
well
statement.
said.
Mate, let it smell. Not weirdly, though. It smells like Steve.
It does.
See? Stop taking photos of me.
Anyway, listen, let's get back on because
Right, so we've taken a short break because we had to pop Ethan out of Ethan.
not pop him, squeeze him.
Squeeze Ethan out of Ethan.
Sorry.
Think of it of a elephant in a swimming ring.
Am I the swimming ring?
And armbands.
No. But yeah, we got him out the shirt.
It's here. There we are.
And we're back. And we were speaking before the break. There's something you had, an experience you had that you spoke to me about before, which I think would be good to share.
Yeah, so I think it's fair to say that part of business is networking, and being that young lad going into a room full of, no disrespect,
men,
old people. We can go with men if you want. Old people. It's quite intimidating.
Well, older people, older business owners, like
yourself.
Yeah,
right.
Yourself, yeah.
So
just call me old.
Not wrong.
Anyway, yeah. So my first, I say probably proper experience me networking on my own was, I'd probably say, a business buzz or something. This is no reflection on them at all, but it was that walking in there and seeing all these people in suits, and I was just there in like smart casual sort of way, and I was like, oh, hang on.
Just on that, did you feel like you needed to conform to that image? If you've walked
No,
into...
I never have.
So you never felt like you'd have to put on a grey suit to fit in?
No. So I've been pretty strong on my stance through college and uni when they would force us to, in pitches for projects, dress in a suit, shirt, and I flat out told them I'm not doing that.
Do you know what? I always thought that was the way. Do you know, before I got into it and doing networking and stuff and seeing, how other people are, you think, it's you think of a businessman, you think of a man in a suit, or a woman in a suit, and it's you do when you go to these networking events, you see it is intimidating. When I first started doing networking, you probably had it as well. When you go into this room of, you know what I mean? They say all these people, they're all chatting away, they all know what they're doing. You walk in, you're like, ooh, I don't really know who to speak to.
Yeah, I think I've never been worried about that. My stance on it has been always that, I suppose I'm a young lad and I haven't seen a single videographer apart from us at a wedding dress in a suit or anything, or a filmmaker for that matter.
I'm with you on that. When I first went networking, my first one was a chamber networking meeting, yeah. And someone referred to me as the kid in the hoodie. Because I used to rock up in a hoodie, and I'm in a room full of grey suits and ladies in little with suits and stuff.
But you're a tech.
But the thing is, for me, I've tried.
Mm-hmm.
I have tried to conform because I thought that's the way to get business, because I didn't have anyone properly guiding me in that aspect. So I thought that's what you had to do. I put on a suit. It changed who I was as a person. So I've always had, as you know, the polos, the jeans, the hoodies, all the jumpers in that aspect, because that's what makes me feel me.
I think there might be certain industries where, for instance, if you're in insurance, in finance, then maybe fine, whatever, fair enough. But at least for anything creative and anything technical, maybe a shirt and absolute push is what I'd expect, but then it wouldn't be like, I wouldn't look at someone and then go, well, you're in a t-shirt or whatever, I'm not going to use you.
Yeah, you're right. It does depend on industry as well as the event you're going to. Do you know what I mean? Like if you're going down, it's a Tuesday lunchtime type thing, and you're rocking up in a full suit and you do photography or videography, whatever it may be. It's a bit full on, isn't it?
I think at that point, there's also that thing where you almost looked at it a little bit weirdly, like. Do you know what I mean? Like if I rocked up to your business expo in a full tux, people aren't going to be looking at me going, oh, that guy knows his stuff. They're going to be looking at me a bit like...
stylish.
Well,
but I've just lost train of thought because we've got food coming, and that smells absolutely brilliant.
It does.
This is the benefit of having my wife sort this podcast out, because she has bought some what looks like bacon rolls in.
Chips.
So
yeah, I'm looking forward
Wraps.
to that.
That's the motivation to get this episode done. Just
She's going to start wangling, holding the bacon up in front of us, saying, "Come on, boys."
just don't get lost in thought, because with me and Ethan going to be talking, you'd be sat there just staring,
dribbling at his mouth.
Sorry, I
can lose the weight, but you can't take the fat man away. Do you know what I mean?
Anyway, get sidetracked. So walked in this room at Business Buzz. Sort of people look at me, and I thought, oh, okay, I'll go find someone else, and I did, and spoke to people more my age. But I always had this misconception that I wasn't. I don't know if "welcome's" the right word, but I wasn't. People of an older generation.
You get a sense of judgment.
Yeah.
You do, don't you? The thing is, like, I agree, and you do judge people first off, and I know you spoke to me about stuff like that before. I think we spoke about one of your biggest things is being judged as a young lad.
Yeah.
And we spoke about that before, and I know that's one of your biggest things.
Yeah, and then following on from that, what then shocked me is to be judged by someone a similar age to me. So I was at a networking event, and don't know what it was about the person, but it always felt like I was here and they were here. Tried to have a conversation as you do a networking event, trying to get on and whatnot, but it was the best way I can describe it was like trying to talk to a brick wall.
Do you think so that example there, that person, do you think that made you feel inadequate to him, or how did you take that moment?
I looked at the situation, and I think because I was in a good headspace at the time, I looked at it as that's his problem, how he's responded to it, nothing I've done necessarily.
I stand by that, yeah.
Because, it goes with anyone. Like if I go to someone at a business networking event, and again, it's easier said than done with it. If someone's going to try and put their words and not make a conversation, but you've made that effort, I'm sort of trying to train myself at the moment just to go, right, okay, move on to someone else.
Yeah.
Like, I sound a bit of a networking slag, but it's the way you do it.
You don't want to be rude though, and you're in your head thinking, well, do they want the conversation? Do they not? Do I move on? Is it rude?
For me, like for example, when it comes to networking, you get, and my thing is, I would never stand up and do you know the seminars for your business expo?
Sorry, what?
Plug.
What? Your business expo. I sponsor, and I also have a stand there.
Oh, what's the date?
You can,
great sponsor you are.
Doesn't
actually, it's the Bedford one. That we will be sponsoring.
Don't look at Leela. Don't look at Leela. Look at me.
The Bedford one. Yeah, it's the Bedford one.
I've actually heard as well. Jordan films those and does the videos for them.
Anyway, so back on it. So getting up and doing that talk. In a room full of people. Ethan was with me at that time, and I was absolutely petrified, because my thing is if I wouldn't do the seminars and I couldn't do that, because if I was speaking about IT, would they heckle me or sort of go back at what I'm saying? And I fear of looking like an idiot. I suppose, and I do kind of I've grudged those situations. I do when it comes to competitors. I would never do that, and I do grudge it in that aspect of what if they were to come at me, because I've got a very short fuse, and I'd probably just go, do you know what, fuck this, and off I go.
I suppose the other thing with your industry at the moment is AI. Like everyone's got their own opinion. Or
mate, you can reboot a router in our industry, and you're an IT technician.
Yeah.
Like, do you know how many times do you have family go, oh yeah, I should be an IT technician, I've rebooted the router? Like, that's all we do.
I get heckled at home, like something stupid. Like my mum turned off the telly the other day, and turned it back on. The Netflix or something just weren't working. She turned it off, turned it back on. She was like, well, I could do your job. There's no point in you being there. I was like, what do you mean? You turned the telly off.
It's true though. But yeah, so I get what you're saying. When you walk into these rooms and you've got your competitors there, and you do get some people that there's a fine line between confidence and arrogance. I feel anyway, and I do understand if you're there as a young lad and you've walked in and you've got a competitor there that's making you feel like that, you kind of doubt yourself a little bit. You're like, well, what am I doing differently to what you're doing? But when you actually come back and think about it, it's not actually that deep, really, in the fact of you do what you do, they do what but no one's like you and no one's like them. You do what you got to do, I'll do what I got to do.
It goes back to that people buy from people, don't they?
100%.
If you build a personality, you've got your personality, that's how you're thinking. Like you're selling Jordan, you're not selling
How often do we get complimented that we're nerds with personality? Do you know what I mean? Like,
and we actually speak to people instead of going, well, you need this, you need that, and then moving on. We'll actually sit down and have a conversation. Because
I go to networking, and I'm 37 now, and I still have fear with competitors there, in the aspect of what are they going to say? Do I have to follow them? If I follow them, we've had a situation in the past where someone's followed me and they've gone, we do what they do but better. Like I then don't have the ability to then counteract that, and I feel like I need to.
Yeah, because it seems it's a dig.
I think you were there with me.
Yes, I was. I know exactly what you're on about. It's a dig at your service and your business, but if you are to react to that, you're instantly looked at. Well,
I look defensive.
Clearly there's something gone on there, and then they're not going to want to buy from you.
I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair that people to do that. Like, let me speak about my business. I've let you speak about yours, to follow it in that aspect, and that does bug me. That I felt like I couldn't then come back at them, and I needed to. For myself, needed to come back at that in that aspect. But again, you get it, don't you? You get people, and sometimes it is hard not to grudge these certain individuals that say these things or act these ways. Or we've had it that posts have gone up that has maybe been interpreted at a dig at us. Maybe you never know. You can't actually say definite that's a dig at us, but you know it's a dig. But you don't have the ability to go back at them and kind of counteract that, because then do we turn into
it's a feud,
an
isn't
Audi
it? It's a
and
war,
Marks and Spencer's war? Do you know
LinkedIn
what I mean?
battles.
The Cuthbert and the Caterpillar and what's the other one?
Colin.
Do we turn into that
Big
little
Colin.
battle?
Do you know what, that battle was brilliant though, wasn't it? They spun that properly.
I think Audi gained so much more out of it than what Mark Spencer did.
I love it. I love Twitter battles like what was it, X now,
X
isn't it?
now, get it right.
I love those battles.
Elon will have you, mate.
Well, yeah, we won't go there. Different podcast. Now. But no, I get it. And as a young lad, and we do spend a lot of time, and we had a good chat yesterday and stuff like that. And I think with the situation in business, when you're young and you've come in similar to you, Ethan, but your benefit, you've always been by my side for the last 5 years, and you are like a mould of me in that aspect, and you don't care to a certain extent what people think.
Yeah.
But I know for you, Jordan, obviously when it comes to your work, you care so passionate about what you do and the image you perceive, that you do take stuff personally. And I think it is a case now to sort of round up, is it worth grudging people or grudging businesses?
It's not that deep.
No.
When that will hold you from growing, because you're so focused on them, you're not focused on growing. Yeah,
I think a lot of it comes down to as well spending time in the most efficient way. Like, I'm not saying, I don't. You must have seen it. This like guy go around on TikTok at the moment. He spends every minute of his day, his morning routine gets up at 3 a.m. in the morning. Or have you seen it?
There's mix of them.
There's loads of them. I'm not a TikTok user. No. You see them all over. Like,
it's making its way through. Like you've probably seen it on social media. But like what I mean by it is like, instead of sitting at, like, for instance, lunchtime, for instance, if I'm scrolling on LinkedIn or I've been tagged in a post or something, I might have a little scroll on LinkedIn. Or even Instagram's a great one because of stories. I might see that it's a business I tried to get into or something, or someone's, like I said earlier on, but people calling out these videographers coming out swinging who have just got onto the scene. Like, instead of looking at it going, oh, actually, don't get me wrong, it's taken me a while to do it, but more recently I've been going, oh, okay, it's not my problem. So
yeah, 100%, Jordan, 100%. I think you're a very talented young man. You are when it comes to that, and the way for your age and walking into business, I think hats off to you. And I know it's a thing that me and Leela are working with you in the background around. You're a very talented videographer. We're working around other aspects with you to help you grow your business and stuff like that. And I do sometimes feel you're at an age, but maybe you look into things a little more deeper than maybe me or Leela would at our ages.
Yeah.
But I think obviously, as you mature through life and business, it will. You are getting to it now. It's like it's what it is.
Yeah.
It's what it is. You do you. I'll do me. I was wondering if I could get you. I was wondering, do I?
Have you just made Jordan Leonard with nothing to say? No waffle, nothing.
I'll tell you what.
That's impressive.
Jordan, so just while we're talking about maturity, there's a word that I can make Jordan burst out with. Now he's going to try not to. If you say condom to Jordan,
look at the smile.
He's at that age. He's at the age.
No.
So am I. I'm younger than Jordan.
Yeah, but you've matured obviously a lot more.
Apparently,
mate,
on previous
Jordan
episodes,
thinks you're 40, mate.
Yeah, like.
Yeah, no, I think it's been an insightful episode.
It's been interesting to, I think, look into, I suppose, something I definitely haven't really thought much about. I mean, I'm sure with your business journey, something that you learned to do quite quickly.
No, Jordan, I think with yourself, mate, is that where you are, I've been.
Yeah.
And you're not always going to be where you are. I've gone through all the same emotions, the hurdles, the problems that you're going through.
Yeah.
But again, I think for yourself, it's good that you've got us around you to help you navigate that, and hopefully stop you making the same mistakes we did when it comes to looking at competitors and trying to compare yourself. So you're not alone. We've all been there. And I think hats off to any young entrepreneur who's willing to take the risk and navigate it. I think hats off to you. It's not easy.
Hence why I'm here with you guys because
Yeah.
it's been.
Do you know what I mean? Like you've got that mentor, and especially when I was coming into it as well. I was 16. Having Steve and Leela there. Well, stop making it dirty then. This is what I mean about your maturity.
You said I'm not mature.
It's just filthy. Oh, right.
I don't know.
I'm redressing that. He moaned at me for not having my phone on silent.
Yeah.
And now he's going off.
My phone is on silent, but that's Apple AI for you.
That's a sack. Right, so we
Why
are
are you
looking.
blaming AI?
We are looking for a new host because he's just been sacked.
Hey.
The reason we use Jordan as a host is because it's his equipment.
Yeah.
Easy punch bag. What else? Anyway.
So yeah, as I said, we're gonna. I think obviously we do the Souch roundup there.
Souch. Yes, Souch's closing statement.
Souch's
closing statement.
So I think when it comes to the grudging of other businesses, I just don't do it, man. Like, you don't have to compare yourself to other people. You are you, be you. And if you do grudge, all it's going to do is stop you growing. And I think just let it go. There's enough business for everybody. And if you are a business owner and you are at networking and you've got a young person come in who probably looks like the deer in the headlights, just go over and have a chat, help them, introduce them in.
Can't be a knob. Simple as that.
Yeah, I thought you were calling me a knob.
No, I said don't be a knob.
I thought you were calling me a knob. I was like, what have I done? Straight up, don't be a knob, man. Just help people out. We're humans. The world's changing to something completely different to what I think, and just help people out, man. That's all I'm saying.
100%.
The Malvern motivation.
Malvern motivation. Oh, you don't want that segment.
No, we do.
Like,
you had a glimpse of it then. Don't be a knob. What? Give us a closing statement.
That's going to be your statement.
What? Don't be a knob.
Don't be a knob. I'm going to get that printed on that shirt. Don't be a knob.
Well, no, it's right though, isn't it? If you go networking, we've had it all the time. People come up to me and they try and make you feel a certain way. Yeah. Just don't be a knob.
100%. I agree.
Can I just convene with my co-host a minute?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure them two have been done.
No.
100%.
No, that one, no.
100% that one.
We've not got that one yet.
That's been worded just slightly differently.
Yeah, I want bang on.
Oh, you want bang
I want
on.
evidence.
Are you doing my catchphrases?
No.
I thought Ethan was drawing pictures throughout this episode.
He has been.
I have been. Yeah.
What are you doing?
Nothing. Don't worry about it, mate.
Anyway, to be continued.
Dickheads.
This is taking the piss now.
There is another surprise I got for you.
Mate, I'm just put it out there. Can we look how thick?
No. Listen, you're not going to stop. There is another surprise for you.
Oh my